this might be the noblest of professions. Robin Williams had a bar that I loved. He said, comedy is the only job you can have where you can use everything you know. And that's true. You can use more than you know. If you use what you think, use it. Don't be afraid. Don't let these bitch-ass niggas button your lip. Say it anyway.
If you do anything wrong in your life, and I find out about it, I'm gonna try to take everything away from you. And I don't care when I find out. Could be today, tomorrow, 15, 20 years from now. If I find out, you're fucking finished.
Picture this. It's 2018. The world of comedy is a carefully guarded kingdom. Talk shows are the thrones and hosts are the royalty. The rules are simple. You come on, you promote your project, you tell a few safe jokes, you laugh along, you play the game. The system works exactly as designed until a king from the underground refuses to bow. In a radio studio in Atlanta, a storm is brewing. On one side of the mic, Wanda Smith, a beloved local radio host, a pillar of her community. On the other, Katt Williams, a comedic assassin known for his raw, unfiltered, and dangerous style of comedy. A man with a reputation for not just breaking the fourth wall, but demolishing it with a sledgehammer. What happened next in that studio didn't just break the rules, it detonated them. It sparked a feud that would spiral from a war of words into a life or death chase in a parking lot. It would cost a woman her career, and a man would nearly lose his life. It was a clash that everyone thought had faded into the archives of the internet, until now. Years later, the storm is back, and this time, it's threatening to cancel a legend, dredging up a ghost from the past, and forcing the entire comedy world to ask one terrifying question. When a comedian goes for the jugular, where exactly is the line? And who gets to draw it? Welcome to The Breakdown. Today, we're not just revisiting an interview, we're dissecting a crime scene. The career that was murdered, the trap that was set, and the shocking defense from the one man who knows what it's like to be in the crosshairs, Dave Chappelle.
That's why I don't be coming out doing comedy all the time, because y'all niggas is the worst motherfuckers I've ever tried to entertain in my fuck.
This is the story of how one 7-minute segment exploded into a years-long saga of street justice, career annihilation, and a cultural reckoning that's still playing out today. Act 1, the setup, a trap baited with laughter. Let's set the scene. September 2018. The Wanda Smith Show on V103 Atlanta. The air is thick with that unspoken tension of live radio. Katt Williams sits across from Wanda. He's not there to play the meek guest. He's there with a mission, and he's already firing shots, but not at Wanda. His target is the industry itself. He's talking about the comedy scene, and he goes in on a name, Tiffany Haddish. He argues that talented black female comedians are sidelined for a safer option. He claims Tiffany wasn't chosen for her talent alone. He says she was handpicked by the industry, the safe choice to appeal to white audiences. This is the first crack in the foundation. Katt isn't just doing comedy. He's exposing what he sees as a dirty secret. Wanda, the host, tries to rein him in. She cuts him off, defending Tiffany, saying she blew up because she's real. Big mistake. You don't try to cage a tiger. You just become its next meal. Katt doesn't just push back, he obliterates the conversation. He shuts it down instantly, his voice dropping to a deadly calm. He explains with surgical precision the two reasons he believes Tiffany Haddish truly climbed to the top. 1, she talks nonstop about dating white men. And 2, she's got lighter skin. The air gets sucked out of the room. The studio audience is dead silent for a split second before a nervous laughter trickles in. You can feel the shift through the audio. The interview is no longer an interview. It's a hostage situation, and Katt Williams just took the controls. Wanda, scrambling to save face, tries a desperate pivot. She switches gears to a soft, almost patronizing question about Katt's home life. That's dope. You cook? Do you cook for your kids? She asks, trying to force him back into the safe guest box. It's the worst move she could have made. Katt seizes on the weakness. He flips the script right back at her, mocking her question, roasting her with, "That's dope. You cook? Do you cook for your kids?" The crowd erupts. For a moment, it seems like the tension has broken. Wanda chuckles along, but it's a mask. You can hear the steam building underneath. And then, Katt makes his fatal move. He goes from roasting Wanda to roasting Wanda's kids. The line is crossed. The point of no return is vaporized in the rearview mirror. The interview is now a one-man Katt Williams comedy special, and Wanda Smith is his unwilling prop. Now she's fighting for her professional life on her own show. She tries to fight back, dragging up Katt's old legal problems, taking shots at his hair, but it's like throwing pebbles at a tank. Katt tears through her jabs, waving his hands, roasting her into the ground.
Get on out of here with your crazy ass.
Is he crazy?
And help me get to the salon. All right, it's the People Station Viewer 3. Your hair is kind of...
That joint was.
My hair is 19 inches long and I have no perm.
You don't?
Oops.
Oh, that's not a perm.
No, it is not. Nice lady.
That's natural.
Come run one of your gnarled fingers.
Come here.
While you on air. So they can hear you live.
Come on. Let me come over here.
No. That's not how that works.
Oh, okay. Well, then stay over there.
Don't worry, ain't nobody putting their hands through yours.
That's right. They don't have to. I don't want them to. Get on out of here. You okay? You okay?
Only one of our hairs moving while we talk.
Are you all right this morning? And make sure.
The wig and the headphones come
and take
together.
off them old ass clothes you got on. How about that? Yeah, they're old.
Versace, yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It
She
says
said,
Versace.
I want to apologize to the people at Versace Collection. This is your 2019 summer line that hasn't come out.
But you had to open it up and show us it was Versace. I wanted to.
No, I didn't have to open it up. These people are on radio. They can't see anything.
She is being publicly dismantled piece by piece on her own turf. The humiliation is palpable, heavy, and inescapable. But then Wanda goes for the nuclear option. In a last desperate attempt to land a blow, she throws a low blow that would ultimately seal her fate. She calls him Lil Mama. And then she goes further, hinting with a venomous implication that he might be gay. In a city like Atlanta, with one of the largest, most influential Black LGBTQ+ communities in the country, this wasn't just an insult. It was career suicide. Katt isn't having it. He shuts it down with a clapback so sharp, so final, that the whole studio goes dead silent. The massacre is complete. Wanda Smith, the queen of Atlanta radio, has been dethroned live on her own frequency. But what she didn't know was that the real drama was just about to begin.
Get on out of here with your crazy ass.
Is he crazy?
And help me get to the salon. All right, it's the People Station Viewer 3. Your hair is kind of...
That joint was.
My hair is 19 inches long and I have no perm.
You don't?
Oops.
Oh, that's not a perm.
No, it is not. Nice lady.
That's natural.
Come run one of your gnarled fingers.
Come here.
While you on air. So they can hear you live.
Come on. Let me come over here.
No. That's not how that works.
Oh, okay. Well, then stay over there.
Don't worry, ain't nobody putting their hands through yours.
That's right. They don't have to. I don't want them to. Get on out of here. You okay? You okay?
Only one of our hairs moving while we talk.
Are you all right this morning? And make sure.
The wig and the headphones come
take off
together.
them old ass clothes you got on. How about that? Yeah, they're old.
Versace, yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It
She
says
said,
Versace.
I want to apologize to the people at Versace Collection. This is your 2019 summer line that hasn't come out.
But you had to open it up and show us it was Versace. I wanted to.
No, I didn't have to open it up. These people are on radio. They can't see anything.
Act 2, from the studio to the streets, the parking lot showdown. The cameras stopped rolling, the mics were turned off, but for Katt Williams, the threat was just switching venues. Reports began to surface that Wanda, humiliated and enraged, decided to take the feud off the air and into the streets. This is where the story flips from a comedy roast to a potential homicide case. It all went down on September 15th, 2018, outside the Atlanta Comedy Theater. According to witnesses and the subsequent police report, Wanda's husband, Lamorris Sellers, stormed into the parking lot, and he came strapped. Security footage later surfaced, painting a chaotic and terrifying picture. It showed the heated moments between Wanda and Katt before her husband arrived. Then, Lamorris appears, and what follows is a scene straight out of an action thriller. a full-blown chase. Katt Williams, the comedic giant, is seen running for his life through a parking lot, bolting into a nearby grocery store for safety. The initial story from Wanda's camp was one of defense. On her radio show days later, she claimed Katt had pulled up just to clown her, and that her husband was merely stepping in to protect his wife. Lamorris himself admitted to police that he chased Katt, but he swore he never pointed a gun. He claimed he only dropped it by accident while running. But then, TMZ dropped the bomb. They released the security footage that showed the undeniable truth. Lamorris Sellers was, in fact, holding a gun and running after Katt. Now, to be fair, the clip didn't show him pointing the weapon directly at Katt, and he maintained he had no intention of firing. But the damage was done. The footage was everywhere. The story was no longer about a verbal clash. It was about a gun, a chase, and a comedian who had just been forced to flee for his life over a joke.
Some of these things are the reason that the enemy decides to go ahead and let you be famous, is your ability to tear down your own kind, no matter how high they are.
The narrative was set in stone. Wanda Smith's name was now tied to a violent, potentially deadly street drama.
I'm not playing the victim. I'm not saying that I didn't, but I think at some point I was expecting, all right, y'all, enough of that, because both of us were like kids. It didn't end. And I was expecting you to, as the man of the house, to stand up and...
By January 2019, just a few months after the interview and the parking lot incident, Wanda Smith was suddenly and officially fired from V103 Atlanta. The station never gave a straight answer, never pointed a public finger. But the streets of Atlanta and the court of public opinion had already reached a verdict. The consensus was clear. Those Lil Mama and gay jokes she threw at Katt were a bridge too far for a city that prides itself on its black LGBTQ+ community. In trying to insult Katt, she had insulted an entire segment of her own audience. The station, fearing backlash and lost revenue, cut her loose. The career she had built for decades was over. As for Katt, he kept his mouth shut. Not a word, not a public comment, not a gloat. It was a deafening silence that spoke volumes. He moved on with his life and career. It actually took him years until his explosive, hours-long appearance on the Club Shay Shay podcast in January 2024 to finally break his silence and tell his side of the story. And the details he dropped were bombshells.
Way. You can't flip up on me because you're an inferior comedian. I'm going to destroy you, and I'm never going to call you out of your name. I'm never going to say anything disrespectful to people that look like you. It's a very thin line I got to call, but this lady is trying to embarrass me in front of a largely homosexual fan base.
According to Katt, the whole mess didn't even start on air. It was a setup from the beginning. He claimed Wanda had promised him, before the cameras rolled, that she wouldn't bring up his kids or his legal history. But the moment he mentioned Tiffany Haddish, she broke that promise, deliberately dragging his children and his jail time into the mix. In his eyes, she broke the code. She fired the first real shot. He dropped another bomb. He claimed Wanda was purposely trying to humiliate him in front of her gay fan base, a calculated move that he believes is the real reason she lost her job. She tried to use a community as a weapon, and it backfired catastrophically. And when it came to the near-fatal parking lot confrontation, Katt was unequivocal. He said straight up that he believed the whole thing was a setup, that Wanda and her people actually tried to get him taken out over a single joke.
How many kids you got, Wanda?
I have 3 boys.
Excellent.
Yes, I do.
What's your favorite thing to cook? Your boys,
They like for me to, I do a really nice broccoli. They like my broccoli, and they love my baked chicken.
Hey, right now, look up your phone and see what it takes to make broccoli, and tell me does it say heat up water?
This wasn't just a heated argument that got out of hand. In his mind, it was a premeditated attempt on his life. Then came the twist that nobody saw coming, the event that would pour gasoline on these smoldering embers. In October 2024, Wanda Smith tragically passed away just one day after celebrating her 58th birthday, and Katt Williams said nothing. No public condolences, no statement, no social media post, radio silence. The fan base split right down the middle. One side argued Katt made the right move, that any public message would have been labeled as disingenuous. The other side blasted him, claiming his silence was the ultimate proof of his heartlessness, that he never felt any real remorse for the woman whose career, and perhaps even her life, became forever entangled in his comedic crossfire. We don't know if Katt ever reached out privately to Wanda's family. That part remains a mystery, but the public perception was set. Katt Williams showed no public grief. This is where the present-day storm begins. Just as this old wound was still tender, Katt Williams did something that shocked everyone. He went public with a stunning, heartfelt apology, but not to Wanda's family. He apologized to the family of Michael Jackson. He admitted he deeply regretted all those old jokes he cracked about MJ in his specials. He said, looking back, he realized he shouldn't have mocked him at all. And then he gave the reason that sent shockwaves through the industry. He claimed the same people signing his checks had a darker agenda. An agenda, according to Katt, about pushing black men to tear each other down for laughs. And he said he played right into it.
The fact that before I go in there, she has a conversation about, okay, now, I just want to talk to you because you just won an Emmy for the city of Atlanta, and this is in Atlanta, and they just want to hear about the Emmy and hear from you and to thank you for what you did putting the city on. Right.
The moment he showed this vulnerability, this regret, the internet flipped it on him. Instead of applause for his honesty, critics came swinging, calling him a hypocrite. Where's the apology for Wanda Smith? They demanded. The comments were ruthless. Katt Williams is a POS for what he did to Wanda Smith. I remember when Katt went in on Wanda and Atlanta laughed right along with him. It was funny then, but Katt always takes it too far.
I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right, because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no.
The cancel crusade was back in full swing. They were digging through the archives trying to convict him for a crime from years ago, a situation where he himself was nearly the victim of a violent attack. But Katt wasn't standing alone in this battle, and his defender was the one man whose voice carries more weight in comedy than almost any other, Dave Chappelle. Chappelle didn't just offer a mild defense. He went to war for him.
This dress on, and what? The costume? Nah, I'm not doing it. I don't feel comfortable with it. That should have been in a discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it now?
He straight up compared this situation to when people tried to cancel him over his jokes about the trans community. His message was crystal clear. He argued that what happened with Wanda wasn't some malicious, premeditated character assassination. It was raw comedy. It was Katt Williams doing what he has always done, firing back with brutal, unfiltered force when someone tries to clown him first. According to Chappelle, Wanda stepped into the ring with a heavyweight and got knocked out. It's the cost of doing business in that world. And Chappelle didn't stop there. He blasted the fans and critics for digging through old interviews, for scavenging through years-old drama, just to find something to cancel somebody over. He framed it as an attack on the very soul of comedy itself. Comedy, he declared, is the final frontier of free speech, and no comedian should ever let cancel culture silence their voice. This is the Chappelle Doctrine. It's the belief that in the arena of comedy there are no safe spaces, and that the audience doesn't get to retroactively change the rules of a fight that happened years ago. So we're left with the wreckage and the raging debate. Was Katt Williams just being a savage comic, doing what he was built to do in an environment that Wanda herself helped create?
Miss Steve had already apologized for me, so I gave him a pass for a decade. Why would you sit here and be like, I saw Katt 30 times and Katt didn't do, as I stand before you, Shannon, I would have bust Cedric's stomach.
Was he simply defending himself against a host who broke a pre-show agreement and went for the lowest blows imaginable? Or did he cross a line from which there is no return? Did his ruthless style of comedy, his willingness to drag a person's children and dismantle them on their own platform, contribute to a chain of events that ended a career and brought unimaginable pain that he has never publicly acknowledged? The facts are messy. A career was destroyed. A man was chased with a gun. A woman has tragically passed away. And a comedian is being asked to apologize for a battle he believes he didn't start. A battle where he almost lost his life. This saga is a perfect, painful microcosm of our times. It's about cancel culture, yes, but it's also about the price of authenticity, the limits of comedy, the nature of forgiveness, and the ghosts of our past that social media will never let rest. The industry of comedy is built on a fragile ecosystem of respect, rivalry, and brutal honesty. Katt Williams and Wanda Smith exposed the fault lines in that ecosystem. They proved that words have real-world consequences, sometimes violent, sometimes career-ending. But they also proved that trying to police those words years later is a messy, complicated, and often hypocritical business. Dave Chappelle sees a comedian being hunted for doing his job. The internet sees a bully who never showed remorse. The truth, as it always does, lies somewhere in the wreckage, waiting for someone brave enough to sift through it. The revolution in comedy is here. It's not about streaming or specials. It's about a fundamental war over what can be said, what should be forgiven, and who holds the power to draw the line. And the battle between Katt Williams and the ghost of Wanda Smith is its bloody, unresolved front line. This has been The Breakdown. We've exposed the layers of a feud that started with a joke and ended with a body count, of careers, of reputations, and of peace. The real nightmare for comedy isn't just cancel culture. It's the terrifying possibility that we may never again know where the stage ends and the real world begins. The floor is yours. Where do you stand?